I was around too. I was younger though. Just a little bit younger. Okay, so I'm going to shorten this up to about here, I think. I can probably go as much as that. Because we do have a little bit of tubing length on that. We have very little holding power. Even that's probably a little bit too much. Yeah. So it's a toss-up on how much you use. I'm going to go with that much there. So we got to have something to hold this with, because I got nothing to hold over there. So I'm going to use this. Problem is my fingers getting away. Tightening around against that taper we had too, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Might have to reflare.
Reflare.
So I should have made this piece last, not first. I wasted a whole ½ inch. Alright, yeah, definitely did a little damage with our flare. Alright, we know how to fix that. Plugged up on that side too. So how are we going to hold this to beat on it? Next problem. There's always a next problem on this stuff. See, there's materials in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I need a holding tool. It resembles a socket. And that's going to screw up the end that goes inside our thing here, so got to be careful on that. See, that's shrinking it slightly. Yeah. It's not helping us any. Big. Find my small center drill. Too big. Nope, that works. Okay. It'll open it up a little bit. One step closer. The tool I found, not big enough. So you look around and see what you got laying around you can use for tools. You can use a lot of things for tools. Not necessarily what you think you got laying around. Okay. It's in there now. There it goes. Screws back. Okay, where's our bolt? It goes in there. So I gotta figure out when I beat that into a hole, crushing everything. That's the fun part. Hopefully whatever we use pushes it evenly. Don't screw it up.
Got any Astroglide around here?
So,
The lubricant.
I'm gonna lubricate it with this stuff right here. You ever heard of it? Sleeve retainer. You didn't want that to come out, did you?
Not necessarily.
I thought. So I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna beat on it with some tools of some type. Probably something that resembles a vise and a hammer and a punch. You want it nice and secure. You want it nice and lubed up. Put it in there. Didn't take much. Got that. Goes on that. Hear the difference?
Mm-hmm. Hit the bottom.
Where's that punch we had earlier? This is what I should have used to hold it. Yeah, fucking hole down there is not punchy.
It's not.
Punch is too big. You need a smaller punch like that one. There we go. That's a tool we should have used before. Now you can flare it out whatever you want it to go. That's pretty good flare on there. Yeah, it's got a good flare. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I should have held it. Still wasting my time with a socket. All right, there's a custom bolt. You think
She's
it'll
gonna
work?
breathe now.
You think it'll work?
Fucking A.
Where's your lock washers at?
Les lock washers.
There's one. There's two. Hard on the shin. Okay, so that goes in there like this. Kind of hard to get in there. Okay, we can't use this socket no more.
Need a deep one.
Get a full depth one. Now, not all deep sockets are deep. This is a real deep socket.
Yeah, they just got the.
This one here, this one's a fake deep socket. So they make them both ways. See, this one's SK. This one here I think will snap on. A Crossman. This one's Crossman. You had to hunt the one that had full depth to it. Not going. Oh, it's all the way down. Didn't break yet, but that's not full torque. So, how how much torque are you going to put on that?
Just enough.
See what it'll take. Hold the primer. Pretty good torque.
You happy with that?
Yeah, it's just lightly down right now. It wouldn't take a torque.
All right.
Yeah, I have no idea what it's going to take. It is what it is.
I love it. I'm glad we did it this way.
An extra one if you need it. Yeah, we didn't butcher the primary cover.
Yeah.
Now we need a longer one of these. Where's your longer one?
Did we have it out already?
Nope. You didn't give me the washer. You didn't give me anything. We do have a lock washer, I found though.
Really filling here.
These are your short ones. Remember your short ones you had? Because you picked out the wrong ones. It should make you dig through there until you find one. See, it helps to have a selection of hardware. See, these ones go here. These are the long ones. And you got to find the washers. So you have to buy them special, the ones you want these days. See, regular washer.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the extra thick heavy duty ones for the heavy duty guys. All because you're too lazy to bring your own hardware. That might be right or might be wrong, we don't know. So you can put the ugly side up or the smooth side up. Which one do you like?
The smooth side.
I'm not torquing that much. Alright, so there you go. You got an extra piece left over.
Oh, beautiful.
And make another short one, right? So you just find your hose, go like that. It's going to come out at an angle because we don't have a 90, so it's going to come out like this. So you want to loop it over the top and go down.
Right.
So this one goes down this side of the bike here, I'm guessing. So take this one, loop it out, and maybe run it back down on top of that one so you don't see it out here.
Right.
But make sure it's...
See if I can come back and just...
Yeah, just
come
make
back.
a nice even loop.
Right.
That way, we don't have much of a rise between here and here, so the oil can still be a problem.
Right.
So we want to make sure the oil goes where it belongs, back into here.
Right.
We're trying to keep carryover from coming up. So if you do get carryover coming up, one trick you can do is make that hole smaller, shrink it up, so the air will come out, but the oil will kind of stay in there,
Right.
and it might go back in. But that'll be hard to do.
We're just going to have to run it and see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get carryover. Alright, so that's pretty well done. Need a new filter for here. I assume you didn't break this yet.
New filters at the house. We're good to go there.
So, looks like your seal's still good.
Tatro already got that money, you know.
I did? Good. You're missing a couple holes, bolts here that you're going to have to figure where they're at. But, anyway, it's nice and clean now, so it's not a mess. Now, do you want worm style clamps here? Or do you want to put cheapo, those squeeze style clamps? And do you have the squeeze pliers?
I'll put good ones on it, you know.
Do you have the squeeze style pliers you want to put back on there, or do you want to use a worm clamp?
Oh, you just use the one clamp,
The worm clamp?
the worm clamp.
Okay, did I say a bag of those?
You did.
Good. Those are all
Bag
stainless.
of 10, I think.
Yeah, they're all stainless steel, and they don't rust or corrode, and they take a pretty good torque too. They're real nice. So use those. Those you'll be able to get in there pretty good. You have to stagger them so they don't overlap each other.
Right.
Obviously, they have to be hooked up before all this goes back together. And you didn't put the gear back in here.
Great.
Why didn't you do that? You didn't lubricate it either.
Great.
Missing parts already. Now we can't take that out. That's much work. We gotta pull this apart, that apart, that apart. That's like almost an hour of work. Take 3 bolts out.
All 3 bolts.
Now remember, you have to grease that up really good
This guy?
because it doesn't get oil to it. So you have to use grease. Remember we put a new seal in there?
Do I have it?
We did. Remember the new seal we put in there?
Yeah.
Seal. New one?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you're going to have to make sure your part goes through there and doesn't damage that seal.
Okay.
That will be a little tricky the first time it goes in. Grease. Grease hole. See the grease? Goes in the grease hole. Problem is the finger doesn't go in there very well. So it's lubed up in there. So when you put your shaft in there, make sure the shaft is well lubed also.
Okay.
That way you know it's good. This is your gear here. So just put some grease on there. It's going to fling all off anyway, but put it in there and put some on that. This gear here, it's the same deal. It's going to fling all off, but this is just lifetime lubrication right here. So
All she's getting, huh?
yeah, it's just going to all fling off whatever it doesn't want, which will be 90% of this will go away. You have 10% left over actually to do something. But that 10% is all you got to deal with, so make sure it's there. So doesn't hurt to have a little bit on the area where it rubs. See this one rubbed against that side, so we're not putting it on this side like that. So that's the dirty part of the business. Okay. You didn't put no grease over here, did you? Grease up the seal. I can tell you're going to forget to do that. So now, that just goes in there like this. So it just wobbles around in there. So when you put your shaft in there, you got to figure out where the hole goes to. Now if we did this right, it looks like a new twin cam air cleaner hold down.
Kind of does, you're right.
It's probably about the same size. It might have worked. That might be something you can use maybe. Just thought about that. They're pretty long too.
Something to think about, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty long. They might work. I don't know. This wants to go in the sideways first time. Let it find itself center. See how it wants to bind up the first time? Reverse it and go just turn it, let it self-center. Like that. Self-centers. Okay. Now, how close are we up here? Right on the edge of it again. See how it repeats? So what I do repeats. What Harley did, I don't know what the hell they did. They didn't repeat very well. So at least what I do goes accurately. So now, because it likes to fall out.
What is he? What's he do?
That's your push rod for your clutch. It likes to fall out because there's nothing holding it in there. What's that? It's holding compound, that's what that is. So if you lube this sucker up, it might stay in there.
Right on.
It makes a mess too. That's your favorite thing, is be messy.
You should see the kitchen after I cook.
I got dirty. See how deep it is? Not very. Okay, that's it for that.
Right on.
Time to get cleaned up. We'll be
That's
back.
amazing.